Hi, this is just a preview. This is the bed under the birch weeping tree in the front. This year I put in some new plants, including some wild rose heuchera, some mahogany monster, some bleeding hearts there, the newer version, and a couple older versions. There's a frilly heuchera there as well. And I've got some anemones there, fall in love sweetly anemones. Got some bellflower, campanula, some lamium there as a ground cover. There's another frilly back there. I've got some pulmonaria, twinkle toes pulmonaria kind of dotted throughout. There's another frilly and another anemone. This is Johnson's blue geranium. Back there is a salvia, a purple salvia, and a boxwood, and there's, I believe, a couple of other, I think it's pumpkin spice heuchera. But I just thought I'd share, so I put this in, then we had some overcast days with some rain, so the weeds started to come in. So right now I'm in the process of sheet mulching. So I've grabbed as much cardboard as I could get, and I tried to kind of surround as much as possible the plants with the cardboard, and I've started to put some mulch on top. So I've got a couple bags of mulch here in this wheelbarrow. The mulch has some weird white stuff in it. I can show you. I don't know what this white stuff is, but it appears to be in the mulch. And the mulch brand it's from Home Depot. It's called Vigoro Premium Black Mulch. It's got a 12-year guarantee, 12 months, I should say. 12 months guarantee. So both of these bags had this white stuff in it. And I was debating returning it, but it's just such a headache and hassle having to carry it back and then exchange it. And actually the Home Depot didn't have that many bags anyways. So I just figure, I'll try it. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and maybe I can just water it and then that white will maybe come off. Otherwise maybe it's a fungus and maybe it's not bad for plants. I'm not sure, but I'll give it a try. So it's looking kind of funny right now, but this sheet mulching is actually an effective method to suppress weeds, and it's much better than landscape fabric. And the reason I was waiting because I wasn't sure if I was going to put anything more in here before I mulched, but now I think I've done a pretty good job for this season at least, and then the rest of it might have to wait till spring. So I'm ready to put down the mulch, and I can always, of course, pull back the mulch and try to plant more if I need to. And yeah, this is one more. This one's called hopscotch here, so I don't think I named that one. This one's hopscotch. There's like 3 hopscotches in here, 3 or more at least. And yeah, I'm just loving the patchwork color under here. And like I said, weeds are a constant battle, but I'm hoping that once I mulch this, it'll kind of set it off, finish the look, and it will look great for next year. And we will probably add more going into this way. So this way, unfortunately, there is landscape fabric that was put in when these shrubs were put in. You can see some there. It's like double layer. It's just a beast to get out. It's been there for years, so unfortunately, debris has settled on top of that. Mulch has broken down, so there's weeds growing on top of that, through it. It's just a nightmare. And there used to be heather, just covered with heather and heath under here. So all of those roots are still a problem. It's like just a hard area to work in. So it's really been a tough go, but I think it'll all be worth it in the end. So this is the before shot, kind of, with the sheet mulching, and once I've got all the mulch down and it looks better, I will do an after shot. Thanks. Okay, so here's just an update. Those 2 bags didn't cover everything, so they did go pretty far, but it's not really a very thick layer, but that's just 2 bags of mulch here. And that's 2 cubic feet. So we're gonna have to get a little bit more. Okay, so ran out of these 2 types of mulch. I'm gonna have to use a different type, whatever I have on hand. So this is black cedar mulch, and it's a different texture. It's a bit finer than the other mulch, and it's 56 liters, so I don't know how many cubic feet that is, but there are the numbers for what you need. I just do a thin layer of mulch. I don't do a very deep layer, and then I prefer to add more later. So got 3 bags of that. Hopefully that'll do it. I've got scissors to open the bags, and I got this little pitchfork to kind of transport the mulch from the wheelbarrow onto the ground. Now you can always use your hands, like just before this I was just throwing handfuls on, using 2 hands. That seems to work as well. So whatever is easier. But hopefully this will be enough to get it done. Okay, so this is what we used. We ended up using 4 bags of 2 different kinds of mulch. And there are different texture, but that's okay. The Vigoro mulch did have some discoloration. So anyways, you can see here the 2 different mulches. So in the middle there, under the tree trunk, that was kind of more the Vigoro, the lighter colored, and the one that looks a little bit more brown around the edges, that is the black cedar mulch, the no-name one. So this is looking okay right now. I expect it's going to rain soon, so maybe that white will wash away. Hopefully they'll fade into the same color. And I did not properly edge this yet, so I don't have a defined edge. So that's why you're seeing a little tiny bit of cardboard at the edge, because I haven't decided yet how I'm going to edge that, if it's going to be black plastic or something else. So that's why maybe a natural edge is just, right now the ground is super hard with the lack of rain. But this garden bed, I think when it fills in next spring, it's going to look really good. Eventually, like this fall, the rain is going to fall and slowly break down that mulch, break down that cardboard layer. And then it'll be time to remulch in spring sometime. We'll see if that actually happens, but that's the plan. And that should keep the weeds down sufficiently while enriching the soil and improving the soil health much more than any kind of landscape fabric did before this. So that's where it's at now. And of course, still have to work on that area, so ignore that area. And we have 1 bag left, and these are the tools. Wheelbarrow, pitchfork type tool. Actually, I found throwing it on with my 2 hands was a little bit better, had more control of where the mulch went. And it's really important not to bury the leaves, so try to get a mulch around the crown of the plant, and then gently try to lift the leaves up over the mulch when you do that. And then just kind of shake off the leaves without damaging them as much as possible. Sorry about that noise, that's the neighbor there. But any event, that's how it looks now. So step 1 was planting. Well, step 1 was actually clearing out the heather as much as possible. Step 2 was planting the plants, clearance plants as much as possible. And now step 3 is mulching, sheet mulching. And hopefully the mulch won't wash away onto the driveway, because there is a little bit of a lip there, an edge. So we'll see how that goes. I expect it might to some extent. That's why I'm going to try to plant on the edge there, so that the plants will kind of act as an edge there, because it is a bit raised here. But there you go. So I'm happy with it. I think my motto here is progress, not perfection. So we've made progress, and it's not perfect, but it's definitely looking better than it was before I started. So that's a plus. And I do expect fall is almost upon us. You can see there's leaves on the ground. We have a little leaf linden tree right here, up here. So this tree is, suffering a bit in the drought. Some of the leaves are coming down. It smells amazing when it's in bloom, just heavenly. But you can see the leaves are starting to drop. And unfortunately, what that means is that this clean mulched look Usually it doesn't look clean for that long because the leaves do blow under there. But I'm okay with that because the leaves do add organic matter, so it actually just helps improve the soil. All right, so that is that, and it took a while. I do have a back injury, so it takes me a little bit longer. I have to take one bag at a time in the wheelbarrow. But anyways, it's slowly, it is satisfying once you do get it done. So, I encourage you, even if you do have, kind of injuries and have to do it super slow, it's okay because, we do this because it gets us outside, gets us doing some activities. It's good for the heart and soul. So if you do get a chance to plant something, I encourage you to do so because it's so rewarding to watch it grow. I'm really excited to see how this turns out next spring, all these plants I've put in this year, especially those bleeding hearts, the pulmonaria. Those are our early spring bloomers, so those will come up first. And these anemones are fall bloomers, so there's kind of a graduated blooming period. Those bellflowers are kind of midsummer bloomers, and then of course some of these heuchera, coral bells, they will bloom as well. And that Johnson's blue geranium, those two I put there, the nursery only had 2 left, so I bought those 2. They were about $5 each, and they've already put on a lot of size, but I'm excited to see them bloom. I have no idea how big they get, so I may need to spread them out, but excited for that. And I might put some seeds in here. We have self-seeded here. I believe it's a snapdragon. Could be wrong, but there's another one here, so those are self-seeded. So that's exciting. There's another one right there. I tried not to bury this one because it's not doing well, but maybe it'll make a comeback, and this one's a little bit small. And of course this citrus colored one is also struggling a bit, but hopefully they'll make a comeback. Right, thanks for coming along.